any enthusiast, they would say that the only Mini worth having is a manual Mini. Is this true? Can Mini still be fun with personality while having an automatic? And should you even be in the market for a manual Mini? Would you feel like you're missing out if you didn't own one? We hope to answer that for you in this video. But before we go on, make sure that what you prefer in the comments, as we'd love to see your feedback. Like the video and subscribe. My name is Ethan and welcome to Car Creations. Personally, I have owned 3 manual Minis and 2 automatics. However, it just happens to be that the car I have now is automatic. Each Mini has had a fun and engaging driving experience. However, that does change between transmissions. Before we take a look at the automatic transmission, let's take a look at all the automatic options that you can get in a Mini today. Starting first with the 6-speed automatic transmission. The hybrid Countryman, as well as the older F-Series like I have here, all have the 6-speed automatic transmission. Next, we have the 2 7-speed dual clutch transmission. The non-sport is found in the base Cooper spec, and then the sport one is found in the Cooper S and the front wheel drive Clubman and Countryman. Finally, we have the 8 Sport automatic, and that is found in the JCW and any of the all 4 Clubman and Countryman models. So as we see from that list, each transmission is not made equal. For example, the 6-speed feels a lot more like a manual 6-speed, especially one in first gear. Kind of bucks a little bit, just like a manual transmission would. See? Up, it off. Where the 7-speed transmission snaps through gears super quick. So we could make an entire video about this, but for time's sake and for the content in this video, we won't. Leave a like and let us know if you want us to talk about these transmissions more in the future. Alright, so the automatic Mini gets a lot of flack for being dull, lifeless, pointless, lazy, you name it. Yeah, I've heard everything in the comments. Let's take a look at 5 reasons automatic Minis are bad. Number 1 is that they reduce the driver's awareness of the road. So when you're driving a manual, you'll notice hills, you'll notice cars slowing down in front because you really want to be ready to gear down or to gear up, etc. And then also, if you're driving in the wintertime, they will deliver torque in times when you really don't need it. With a manual, you can choose the exact gear, the exact RPMs that you want to get out of a slippery situation, but sometimes in an automatic, it will just throw you into a higher gear or into a lower gear, and you often find that you'll just end up slipping out, find yourself getting stuck or stranded on the side of the road. Next, they lack the cool factor of a manual car. A manual takes skill, it takes practice, and you're always doing things. You're rolling through gears, you're learning to drive as smooth as possible, you're learning heel toe, everything to make the driving experience as dialed in as possible. And with an automatic, it's simply not doing most of that. And sometimes with an automatic, you'll lose that connected feeling that you feel with the car itself. And finally, you just simply don't get as much excitement as you do in a manual car. Alright, so now that we took a look at the bad things, are automatic transmissions really that bad? Let's take a look at 5 things that I love about the automatic transmission. First of all, they're actually a really good way of getting into a Mini and driving it. A bunch more people enjoying the car and spreading that Mini love all around, because the car isn't just about the feel, it's about customization, it's about the look of it, it's about how it makes you feel. You could get a lot of people that haven't really learned to drive a manual into a Mini Cooper. Dropping the gear shift over into Sport, you now have the ability to choose whatever gear you want in your Mini. You can run the entire gear out before we'll switch for you. Ready? Whereas if you don't have it in Sport, it will act like any other normal transmission and shift gears a lot slower, and you'll basically be driving a lot slower. It really adds to how much fun the car is. You can put the gears where you want them so you can get into a corner faster, select which gear you want so you're in the RPMs at the perfect spot to get the loud crackles. That's the noise that I'm talking about right there. Unlike the manual, this car will actually do little burbles in between each one of the gear shifts. Ready? Watch this. We're gonna go quite slow into first, and then punch it and listen. If you have the JCW exhaust installed, you can specifically really hear the difference. But even if you don't have it installed, you hear this loud explosion of burbles as you switch up a gear. You don't get that in the manual Mini. Finally, an automatic is simply a lot easier to find, and it's a lot cheaper as well. If you go on Auto Trader, if you go on Facebook Marketplace, I would say that 85% of the Minis that you see there are all automatic. So if you want a specific color, a specific spec, price point, it's a lot harder to find what you're looking for in a manual Mini. You'll see a ton of people saying that buy a manual right now. It's the only chance you've got, and it'll be the last manual you ever buy. And you may feel the urge to have to go and learn a manual or go out and buy the first manual you see. And if you can drive stick, or if you can find a car for the price that you're looking for that's a manual, go ahead and do it. Seriously, your time is actually running out. However, if you simply just want a Mini, just go out and buy a Mini. Buy it because it looks good, because it feels good to you. You'll still get a huge smile on your face every single time you drive it. You can still shift through gears, finding the exact gear for every occasion. When you've done driving down that mountain road, shift your car over into normal mode, and you can drive your Mini like any other automatic. And you'll still have pretty much the best of both worlds. So personally, I own an automatic. Do I prefer a manual? Yes, absolutely. However, sometimes with life, you have to get practical and you have to get the car that matches what your life is at that point. And for me, that happened to be an automatic because that's what the auction had at that time, and because I needed other people other than myself to be able to drive my car. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't yet, please make sure that you like and subscribe. We really appreciate it and it helps us out. But most of all, we hope you all have an amazing rest of your day.